Now, there's a really simple way how you can get brightness and volume notification pop-ups like these. You don't have to do too much voodoo magic in order to get them. Okay, you don't have to use Hyperpanel, you don't have to get AGS or any other widget system in order to do it for you. Just a couple of shell scripts and basically whatever notification daemon you probably already have, something like sway and say if you're using this, okay, should already be able to get you up and running. Now, let's actually get into it and show you how you can write one of these yourself. So I'll show you the script that I'm currently using in order to write the brightness and the volume pop-up. And after that, I'll show you how you can write one of these scripts for yourself. Admittedly, you don't have to really complicate the script all too much. Just a couple of lines should work. The main thing is to just get the brightness and then display it over here. That's mostly all that you're doing. The rest of the stuff I will explain as we go on. Okay, now let's open config hyper scripts. First, we'll deal with the brightness and then we will deal with the volume. So brightness.sh, let's just go in here and then open brightness.sh. Okay, here we are. Now, a couple of things that we have to note. First of all, we have these variables defined, right? After these variables, we have a bunch of functions which actually deal with getting backlight, getting icons and whatnot, which I'll tell you about. So first of all, we get the directory for the icons. So as you see over here, it doesn't matter whether it's the brightness pop-up or the volume pop-up. Okay, each of those has respective icons. Now, of course, they're different icons because they each represent different aspects of using your computer, whether it be the brightness or the volume, but nonetheless, the icons are there. And these icons are going to, of course, remain a single color. They're going to be white no matter what theme that I pick. So I can pick something like Everforest, and then the color of the text as well as this icon would still be white. Now, I could change it to this color. However, that would create a disparity and basically a mismatch between the color of the icon and this text over here, which makes things look ugly. And so it doesn't matter whether I pick something like Grovebox or any theme that I want, any of your favorite themes, which by the way, you can configure. I show you how to configure this. It's if you want something like this on your own without having to basically copy and paste dot files. I show you how to write one of these yourself, and it's pretty simple. I show you how to do it in the first link in the description. So if you want to know how to do that, you can just go ahead, click the link. But yeah, as you can see, this is what that icon looks like. So let's go back and you know what? Let's just leave it at this theme. It actually makes things a bit easier to see and read for you. Okay, great. Now, okay, where were we? So first of all, the icon directory, figured that out. I was config sway NC icons. So we're using sway NC icons for these because we have a bunch of brightness icons and volume icons already in there. So we don't have to source the icons itself. That's why we're using this instead. Now you can, instead of using icons, just, go without, just have the brightness and volume just be displayed automatically. Now, if you like that, however, if you like the icons, just make sure to source your favorite icons, put them in a directory which can be accessed by this script, and you should be good. Next, of course, we have the timeout, so it's 1 second. So if I show you this, it's going to disappear after a second, unless, of course, I press the button, in which case it goes immediately. And then we have the step, which is to increase or decrease the brightness or the volume by this amount. So it can either be 5 or 10, depending on how you want to control it. That's pretty simple. Now, in order to get the backlight, we're doing something called manipulating text, basically string manipulation. So if I copy this and then I paste it into the terminal, okay, that's a different part of it. But anyway, let's copy and paste so we can show you what this command actually does. Copy, paste. Okay. Have to put that in. There you go. Now this command is basically going to return the brightness as an integer so that we can display it over here along with a percentage symbol after that. Now, the percent we don't actually need over here because it's most likely not going to show it, which is why we have to add it ourselves, but we need this value, which is what we get. So we don't actually get this by default, which is why we have to do the string manipulation using cut and sed and whatnot, because this is what we get. So cut-d-f4 basically means 1, 2, 3, 4th column, and sed basically means this command is basically substituting the percent symbol with nothing. That's it. So once you do that, you get the number that you see over here. Great. Then for getting the icons, this one that's actually separated so you see this better. Now the current icon is basically It's not actually an icon, but it's a variable that's going to get the current brightness. So if the current brightness is less than 20, then you pick this icon. If it's less than 40, then this icon, 60, 80, you get the drill. If it's greater than all of these, then you're going to pick maximum brightness. Simple. Then we notify the user. Now this is where things get a lot more interesting because we have a lot of these arguments and most of them don't make sense intuitively by just taking a look at them. So let me explain. First of all, we have -e. Now -e refers to sending a transient notification. So there are a bunch of, no, well, not actually a bunch. You have two types of notifications you can send using notify send. Okay, and they are transient, and non-transient. So a transient notification is basically a notification where you can increase or decrease the brightness and it doesn't show up inside of the notification center. So technically, this pop-up, despite being an on-screen display, despite being an OSD, is actually not being shown inside of this notifications panel. Now, what happens if I remove this transient flag? Let's take that away, okay? And now, if I increase and decrease brightness, it works, but then something's going on, right? The script's not working because I see it over here. I probably have do not disturb enabled. Okay, I don't, but as you can see, it shows right in here. Now that's not what we want. We want it to be displayed over here, and we don't want it to appear inside of this place, inside of this little place where notifications are collected, which is why you put in this -e flag, which means transient notification. Then, of course, we have the -h, which means a hint. So with the way notifications work on Linux, you can supply different hints to a notification, okay? Now, the syntax goes something like this. This is data type, this is the key, and then this is the value. So X-canonical private synchronous. This is a key that was designed specifically by Canonical, which is a company, I believe, that made Ubuntu, okay, which allows you to basically have a notification, and then when you repeatedly send notifications which belong to a specific category, okay, or which have a specific value for this key, which in this case is OSD, right? If the same notification is launched again and again, don't create stacks of notifications. Instead, replace the currently displayed notification, which has this tag, with the same notification. Okay, now let's actually get rid of this so I can show you what I'm talking about. Not the entire thing, just this part. So if I get rid of that, what's going to happen is this disaster, basically. You don't want multiple brightness notifications because one, that's actually useless, and two, it's supposed to behave like an OSD. So this is why you add in this hint over here. And of course, now this hint is for a slider. Now, if you don't want that, you can just get rid of it because it's not actually being displayed over here, and that makes the notification much smaller. However, if you want to keep that for whatever reason, you can add in a slider with the data type is int, value as the key, and then $current, which is actually our, this thing, what do you call it? This variable, which gets our brightness, so the current brightness over here. This basically visualizes a slider for you. Now it's supposed to work, but then it doesn't actually work over here for whatever reason. So if you want to, you can add it in. Just note that it's going to change the height of any notification that's going to be created as a result, as you can see. So let's just put that back to where it was. Now -u priority is low. Icon, we just pick the, say, the icon over here. We get the icon from this little if statement. Brightness is going to be as usual. So this is basically the text of the notification, brightness, and then the bottom text is going to be current percentage. That's where the percent comes in. Then, of course, the actual logic. So this is the backbone of the entire script. This is what makes it work. This is backbone, and this is basically the top part. Now, changing backlight. So we create a local variable called current brightness, and we store that. Then we calculate the new brightness. Now, step is a variable that we've already defined over here. Okay, so if $1, so basically if the first argument that you pass into this brightness script is, let's say, plus 10%, okay, the new brightness is going to be current brightness plus 10%, which is going to be whatever this new brightness value is. Now we do the same for negative, so for reducing brightness, and then we ensure that the brightness is within range. You can actually take this off, and which means that basically you can reduce the brightness to 0. So if you wanted to turn off your display for whatever reason, and basically wonder whether your operating system crashed, right? You could do that over here. You could just remove this part. Otherwise, you can just cap or limit new brightness to a certain value. Then we use brightness.ctl to set new brightness, get icon. All of these are functions, by the way, in shell script. You don't actually have to type in get icon and then the parentheses after. That's not how that works. And of course, if you want to know how to actually write shell scripts like these without having to break your head or just basically write mid-tier crappy shell scripts, I teach that in Hyper Accelerator as well, which is a program in the description. Not to mention, you also get to learn how to make waybar configs like these. So you just pick whatever waybar config you want from a list of them, and what do you know, you're able to switch between them at your discretion. Very nice. Not to mention, you also get this notification, which of course has all of the other little, but bells and whistles, such as these arguments over here. It all really ties in together when you're writing. It's all the same. Okay, then current is new brightness, and then we just notify the user. Then of course we execute accordingly with this case statement. So if the first argument is going to be dash dash get, then we execute this function. For increment, it's going to be this. For decrement, it's this. And then if it's anything else, we just get backlight. Simple. Great. Now that's for brightness. Now for volume, let's pick something else. So volume.sh, here it is. You don't have to worry about this error. That's something completely different, but it's fine. Okay. Now, icon directory is going to be sway&c icons. Same thing. Script directory is going to be config hyperscripts, because there's probably something that's being used over here in order to do some script foo. But regardless, it is what it is. Okay. Now, in order to get the volume number, we just use PA mixer. This is much more straightforward because it just returns an integer. Now, if isMuted is a function which basically returns a status of whether we are actually muted or not. So if I run PA mixer, PA mixer dash dash get mute, you get a false because it's not actually muted, as you can see over here. Great. Then we need this to make sure that when we press mute, the volume is muted despite me actually increasing or decreasing the volume. Now, I can completely reduce the volume to 0%, but it's still different from the status of being muted. That's why we need to make sure that we have this function over here. And we have get volume label. So if is muted, then you just print muted. Else you print this stuff. You don't have to worry about it too much. It's basically just a bunch of substitution magic. You don't have to write anything this complicated at all. And besides, you can just get AI to write the script for you, or you can find a script like this online, no problemo. I'm going to explain this so you can actually know how to write one yourself, so that you're not dependent on the machines that might actually take over. And not to mention, you're not dependent on anybody else. Okay, then let's see. Get icon. Now get icon performs the same functions. If is muted, then you just echo the mute PNG. Else, this is the volume. So volume less than 30, you get this. If it's less than 60, you get this. Else, you just get high. Pretty fun. Then you have notify user, create a local val label. Okay. Then if is muted, then value is 0, else value is volume number. Okay, now label is going to be get volume label. And then we send a notification with all of the little bells and whistles that we mentioned earlier on. Then increment volume. If is muted, then you toggle the mute, else you just increment volume. So watch what happens. Let's say I have my volume at 15%. I press mute, and then when I try to increase, it first just literally unmutes. Okay, it doesn't actually increase volume immediately, it just unmutes. That's this functionality. And for decrement, if is muted, same thing. You just toggle the mute status, and then you decrease by 5. Then toggle mute, if is muted, unmute, else mute, and then notify user. That's a recurring theme over here. You want to always notify user. And then this is basically the same stuff, except for your microphone. And then the CLI. That's it. Now, if you want to write a script like this for yourself, let me actually show you how you can go about doing that. So the main parts of writing, let's say the brightness script, okay? Brightness v2 or something like that, v2.sh, okay? Of course, you have the shebang, bin bash. Now, what you want to do here is just make sure that you have the basics in place. So the basics are most likely just going to be getting the brightness, okay? Getting the brightness so you can display it in the notification, actually creating the notification, and then what else? Basically displaying it, that's it. So how do we get the brightness? We use that same command that we saw earlier. We have to just do a little bit of substitution magic. So let me actually just copy the command. It's in config, hyper scripts, brightness. Okay, good. So there's no need to use any icons. Okay, Let's just take whatever's in here and then make it the most basic stuff. In which case, we would need the backlight. So you can just cut and paste this here. After the backlight, we'd need notifying the user. So you can just cut, okay, not actually cut, but then just paste here, and then change backlight, and then the CLI. That's all we need. Now, it might actually look a bit complicated, but really it isn't, as I just explained earlier. Now here, we don't even need this. This is unnecessary. And apart from that, all we need is to just calculate the new brightness, change stuff. We don't need the icons. Okay, then let's see here. Ta-da. Is there anything else we can get rid of? Maybe the slider if you don't want that. But yeah, so all we need is to get backlight, make sure we can notify the user, actually change the backlight, and then tie it all up into a case statement. That's pretty much it. And that is how you create OSDs, otherwise known as on-screen displays, for your brightness and volume pop-ups to all your heart's content. If you want to know how to make a blazing fast and beautiful custom theme switcher like this one that helps you satisfy all of your theming needs without you having to waste time trying to look through 20 different YouTube tutorials and reading GitHub issues and just going on Reddit and then wasting your time over there, right? You can just go ahead and click the first link in the description. I show you exactly how to theme and rice your setup so that you can get your setup to look something like this, complete with a logout menu and basically everything else that you could think of. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising.